Cobra Kai is one of the most interesting new shows that has all sorts of twists and turns that leave us on the edge of our seats. The show does an amazing job taking us back in time to the beginning of the Cobra Kai dojo, but it leaves a lot of questions unanswered. Truthfully, some of the scenes in this series don't even make sense. Before we get started, be sure to hit the like button and ring the notification bell for more videos. Johnny is out of touch with reality. Johnny is well known for being completely out of touch with modern technology. He is always fighting a computer or gadget and can't seem to wrap his mind around the idea of a computer or smartphone. It seems like he is a relic of a bygone era that can't seem to catch up with the modern world. We definitely understand that some people aren't as tech savvy as others, but Johnny takes this to a whole new level. One of the most hilarious moments of the entire series is when he works with Miguel to finally set up a Facebook page, proving just how incompetent he really is. Though scenes like this can be a bit confusing. We know that Johnny has worked several odd jobs throughout the years and spent quite some time working with televisions and helping to mount them. This proves that he has to have some sort of technical ability, so his lack of tech knowledge in other aspects of life just doesn't make sense.
Kids from my dojo told me to get an apple. You sold me a lemon.
Kreese. Kreese is one of the most difficult characters to read. We have only learned a little bit about his backstory, and that helped to shed some light on various parts of his life. But really, why is this dude so dang angry all the time? We know his life has been less than perfect, but he seems like he is completely over the top with his anger and has it out for everyone he meets. Even considering everything he went through throughout his life, the sheer amount of vulgar anger that is bottled up in this man is completely unreasonable. We are also left wondering how he was able to walk in and lay claim to the dojo. Businesses require licenses to operate, so there would have been a long, tedious process to transfer ownership from Johnny to Kreese. Also, they never explain where he's living. In his car? Who knows?
Regards to Mr. Miyagi.
How the kids got so good. This is one of the most glaring issues with Cobra Kai. We know that most of the kids in the shows are karate prodigies. They all seem to have a natural talent for karate that goes far beyond what any normal and reasonable person could expect. Though the show takes things a bit too far when the kids can achieve black belt status after less than a year of training. We know that since they're all older, they can probably catch on to things much more quickly than a younger kid would. But a black belt position takes countless years to achieve, yet these kids did it in less than a year. To top this off, most of these kids only practice a few hours each week. How they manage to get so good so quickly is beyond me, but kudos to them if they're able to keep this up. They'll be ready to face off with Bruce Lee by the end of the week if they maintain this skill level. Sam's brother is never around. This is one of the more odd nuances of the series that just doesn't add up. Sam's brother is mentioned all throughout the show, but he doesn't offer anything to the story. He just pops up here and there and has a few lines, but his character serves no purpose in the grand scheme of things. He just seems to be interested in video games and computers, but that's about it. We can't understand why the writers would bother giving Sarah a younger brother if he doesn't offer anything to the plot. He's also rarely in the show and the characters hardly ever mention him. If there is a second child in the LaRusso family, you'd think viewers would want to know about him. Instead, the writers teased us with Sam's brother but never gave him the story he deserves. Tori's little brother. This situation involves a lot of legal drama, so there may be an aspect to this that we simply just don't understand. But have you ever wondered why Tori's brother wasn't removed from the family home? We know that Tori was able to get away with what she did to Sam by claiming that she is the primary caregiver for her younger brother. That's amazing that she's willing to stand up and take care of her brother like that. But why was he not removed from the home when she explained that her mother isn't able to care for him? In any real-world scenario, her brother would have been forced into foster care, but it seems like Tori's brother can just slide by and stay at home with her. It may be because she's already 18, so she's legally an adult and hasn't proven herself to be unfit to care for a child. But this just seems like an odd situation that just doesn't add up no matter how you think about it. Hawk's misplaced anger. I feel like this situation may be explained later in the show, but Hawk's anger seems to be completely unwarranted. Since Hawk just learned a lot of new skills and could do things he had never dreamed of, it makes sense that he may lash out at an inappropriate time if he lets his anger get the best of him, though we can't understand why he would be so excessively angry at his former friends. He just seems to take things a bit too far. He quickly turned into one of the main villains of the show when he lashed out at Demteri in a vicious way. We can understand that he has a lot of rage inside of him, but the way he lets it out doesn't even make sense most of the time. It could just be that he's a bad person in general, but we all like to believe that he has some good in him. It just doesn't add up.
I'm never gonna have any other friends besides Dimitri. I'm never gonna get a girlfriend. I'm never gonna be anything other than a kid with a weird lip.
Johnny's money. Do you ever wonder where Johnny gets his money? We know that he lost his job as a handyman early on in the series. This is what led him to reopen the dojo as a last resort for making money. Many of his kids would offer him money to keep his head above water, but he hasn't accepted money from his kids in a long time. On top of that, his stepfather gave him the money to open the dojo. Since then, where has the money been coming from? This guy even managed to buy a huge television, then smash it during a passionate scene with Carmen. I don't know about you, but it seems like this guy has some shady business going on in behind the scenes. Daniel's limitless wallet. The piggybacks off of Johnny's income. Where does Daniel get all his money from? We know he owned a few successful car businesses a few years back, but the amount of money he spends is completely unreasonable. He could take time off his main job all he wants, and has even made a trip to Japan while offering to help pay rent for the Cobra Kai dojo. Where's all this cash coming from?
Johnny Lawrence, I knew it was you. Holy, how the hell are you?
Hey, man.
Miguel's hospital bills. Not to harp too much on the financial aspect of the show, but when Miguel had his surgery, all the kids chipped in and washed cars to raise money to pay for his hospital bills. Do the writers not expect how expensive hospitals are? The surgery would have cost tens of thousands of dollars, maybe even more. Yet the kids were able to pay for it with a single car wash fundraiser? This seems pretty unlikely. Robby's get out of jail free card. If you remember, Robby ended up in jail after he nearly killed Miguel. If this were to happen in real life, he'd probably be in jail for several years. Yet he was able to get out of jail in a few weeks or months. The show never explains how this happens, but we can assume that Daniel probably didn't press charges. Still, the amount of time he spent in jail just doesn't add up to the crime he committed. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and ring the bell notification for more videos.